Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we will discuss about 9 notorious serial killers. Serial killers are individuals who have committed multiple murders over an extended period, typically with a cooling-off period between each crime. These individuals often elude authorities, leaving a trail of terror in their wake. In this video, we will delve into the minds of 9 notorious serial killers, exploring their backgrounds, motivations, and the heinous crimes they committed. 1. Ted Bundy, the charismatic predator. Ted Bundy's charm and good looks were his deadliest weapons. Leveraging these traits, he ensnared unsuspecting young women, presenting himself as a non-threatening figure. His reign of terror spanned the 1970s, culminating in over 30 confirmed murders across multiple states. Bundy's sophistication in evading capture highlighted a terrifying blend of intelligence and brutality. His trial, marked by his unnerving confidence, drew widespread media attention, making him an infamous figure in criminal history. Bundy's manipulation of those around him underscored the dangerous potential of a killer hiding in plain sight, exploiting societal norms to facilitate his gruesome spree. 2. Jeffrey Dahmer, the Milwaukee Cannibal. Jeffrey Dahmer, notoriously dubbed the Milwaukee Cannibal, unleashed a horrifying spree of murder and mayhem in the late 20th century. His modus operandi involved the ghastly ritual of luring unsuspecting young men to his apartment under false pretenses. Once there, Dahmer would drug his victims before committing acts of murder and dismemberment. His grotesque fascination with retaining parts of his victims for consumption or as morbid trophies marked a disturbing level of depravity. Dahmer's grim compulsion for dominance and control manifested through these heinous acts, revealing a chilling insight into the darkest corners of human psyche. His arrest brought to light the grim reality of his crimes, leaving an indelible mark on the annals of American criminal history. 3. John Wayne Gacy, the killer clone. John Wayne Gacy masqueraded as a figure of fun and trust, adopting the persona of Pogo the Clone to entertain at community gatherings. Beneath this jovial facade, however, lurked a predator responsible for the deaths of 33 males. Gacy's method of luring his victims with promises of work or pretending to be a police officer before brutally assaulting and murdering them revealed a manipulative and deeply disturbed psyche. The gruesome discovery of bodies buried beneath his Chicago home sent shockwaves through the nation, challenging the innocence of suburban communities and highlighting the dangers of deceptive appearances. Gacy's dual life as a respected business owner and a cold-blooded killer exemplifies the terrifying ability of serial killers to blend into society, making them all the more difficult to apprehend and understand. 4. Aileen Wuornos, Damsel of Death. Aileen Wuornos stands out among serial killers due to her gender and the nature of her crimes. Convicted of murdering 7 men between 1989 and 1990, Wuornos maintained that her actions were in self-defense against their sexual assaults. Her life story, marred by a childhood filled with abuse and neglect, provides a harrowing look into the complex interplay between victimization and predatory behavior. Wuornos' transformation from victim to aggressor challenges common perceptions of serial killers, offering a unique perspective on the triggers that can drive a person to commit such heinous acts. Her lethal journey, ending with her execution in 2002, raises ongoing debates about justice, mental health, and the societal factors contributing to the making of a serial killer. 5. The Zodiac Killer, a mystery unsolved. The Zodiac Killer's spree, which claimed the lives of at least 5 individuals in the late 1960s and early 1970s, stands as a chilling enigma in criminal history. This elusive figure not only eluded capture, but engaged in a macabre game of cat and mouse with authorities, sending letters filled with cryptic codes to newspapers. These communications, some of which have never been fully decoded, added a layer of intrigue and horror that has persisted for decades. The killer's identity, motives, and whether they acted alone or had accomplices remain subjects of speculation and investigation. The Zodiac's ability to instill fear, fascination, and frustration in both the public and law enforcement showcases the complex challenge of profiling and capturing serial killers who thrive on anonymity and chaos. 6. Andrei Chikatilo, the Butcher of Rostov. Andrei Chikatilo's reign of terror in the Soviet Union between 1978 and 1990 is a horrifying study of unchecked brutality. Known as the Butcher of Rostov, Chikatilo's crimes involved the murder, mutilation, and in some cases, cannibalism of his victims, which included women and children. His ability to evade capture for years underscored the challenges law enforcement faced due to the lack of modern forensic techniques at the time and the societal reluctance to acknowledge such atrocities could occur in their midst. Chikatilo's eventual capture and trial exposed not just a man who committed unspeakable acts, but also highlighted systemic failures that allowed him to continue his predatory spree. His case remains a critical lesson in the importance of advancing investigative methods and the need for societal vigilance to protect the most vulnerable. 7. Jack the Ripper, the icon of evil. The enigmatic figure known as Jack the Ripper remains one of history's most enduring mysteries. A series of grisly murders in 1888, primarily targeting female prostitutes in London's Whitechapel area, have never been conclusively solved. The Ripper's ability to vanish into the night after committing such barbaric acts, coupled with his taunting letters to the police, instilled widespread panic and fascination. This elusive killer's modus operandi included brutal mutilations that suggested a chillingly clinical interest in the human anatomy. The detail in his fueled endless speculation about his identity and background. The legacy of Jack the Ripper extends far beyond his immediate victims. It has spawned an entire industry of ripperologists who continue to study the case in the hope of uncovering new insights. Despite advancements in forensic science, the true identity of Jack the Ripper slips further into the annals of unsolved criminal history, symbolizing the ultimate personification of evil that lurks in the shadows of society. 8. Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker. Richard Ramirez, infamously branded as the Night Stalker, unleashed a reign of terror across California during the mid-1980s. His spree of burglaries, assaults, and killings painted a portrait of a man driven by demonic worship and a lust for violence. Utilizing the cover of darkness, Ramirez entered homes at random, subjecting occupants to unspeakable acts of brutality. His distinctive pentagram signature left at crime scenes became a symbol of fear. Captured in 1985 thanks to public intervention, Ramirez's trial revealed a man who reveled in his notoriety, flashing a chilling smile and flaunting the pentagram inscribed on his palm. His crimes not only instilled fear, but also highlighted the importance of community vigilance in apprehending such unpredictable predators. 9. Albert Fish, the Gray Man. Albert Fish, known as the Gray Man, represents one of the most horrifying figures in criminal history, with his predilection for young children marking him as a uniquely monstrous entity. His crimes, occurring in the early 20th century, involved unimaginable acts of brutality that included abduction, murder, and cannibalism. Fish's ability to present himself as a harmless old man allowed him to gain the trust of his victims and their families, a tactic that enabled his dark desires. He confessed to dozens of atrocities, with his ghastly letters to the families of his victims detailing the cruelty of his actions, adding a layer of psychological torment to his physical violence. Fish's eventual capture and the revelations of his deeds sent ripples of horror throughout society, highlighting the terrifying reality that monsters can hide behind the most benign appearances. Conclusion. Lessons learned from darkness. Delving into the stories of these notorious serial killers reveals the harrowing capacity for evil within the human psyche, underscoring the urgent need for more proactive measures in mental health and societal safety nets. These cases illuminate the critical role of early detection of warning signs, the importance of supporting victims, and the necessity of robust investigative resources to prevent future tragedies. Each story, while unique in its horror, offers invaluable insights into preventing the cycle of violence and nurturing a culture that prioritizes the well-being and security of all its members. Through a commitment to understanding and addressing the root causes of such devastating behaviors, we can hope to mitigate the emergence of such terrifying figures in our midst and honor the memories of the victims by creating a more vigilant and caring society. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more intriguing content. Let us know in the comments which mystery fascinated you the most and what other mysteries you'd like us to explore. Thanks for watching.